Two. Hello and welcome back, you guys, to another episode of It Ends With Us. I'm Brittany Wilder. I'm a wealth and wellness energy healer, and I help ambitious women align their energy to attract what they want when it comes to their wealth, their wellness, and their weight loss goals. Now, I do that with a bunch of different modalities: hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, sound bowl healing, and other spiritual techniques. I am so excited, you guys. First off, my guest today is my home girl. This is my sister, my spiritual sister. We have known each other for years and we have just poured into each other. And she's been somebody that has literally been on the winning team, has pushed me forward. I have pushed her forward. And I'm just so excited for her to be able to be here with us to share. I'm going to have her introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hello, all. Thank you. Thank you, sis, for having me. I truly appreciate it to be, on your platform and to share your platform with me. I really appreciate that. And my name is Erica Marbury, and I am an abundant life coach, and I'm also an educator. So, and I'm a new mom. So
Yeah.
that's who I am.
Come on, titles, titles, titles. We love that. Yes, ma'am. She wears a lot of hats, and she does it flawlessly, y'all. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our first question. Y'all know exactly what we do each and every time we get on here. We jump into that first question, and that first question is, Erica, what's a generational curse, a cycle, or family pattern that you've noticed that you had to break?
Yes. So when Brittany asked me, you asking me this right now, I'm just thinking, there could be a few things, and I like to say the word generational habit,
Mhm.
generational habit because. I don't want to claim anything in my bloodline anymore that no longer served us, right? And like, I love the title of this show. And one of the generational habits that I have noticed in my lineage is that the women in my family are beyond beautiful, ambitious, loving, kind, um, educated, and they don't get married. And if they do, they have not stayed married. And the men in my family, they do, and then they have long, decades of marriage.
Yeah.
So growing up, I always would look and think that I came from like some of the most beautiful women. And I would just wonder why they don't have a man.
Right.
And as time went on, I started to believe, you know, well, I know I'm gonna get married, but might it be harder for me? Might I not last in a marriage? Because I didn't see it in the home. So I thought that I was not privileged enough to see marriage in the home.
That's good. That's good. So just not seeing healthy marriages or things in the home, that when I say like this is so true to a lot of families, Erica, I'm really happy that you're talking about this topic in particular. Because this is a lot of our reality, right? My reality as well. I don't have many relationships, not that I would say that are positive in my family or marriages or any of that. I have a lot of single mothers in my family. Yeah, this is so real. Thank you for sharing that. I would like to know, okay, you've seen it in your family. How do you think that it has shown up in you? Right. And I know you said that I've always felt like I would get married and all the above, but have there been some behaviors? Have there been some habits? Have there been some fears? Some things that have rubbed off on you that have caused you to feel that, maybe this is something like you were saying, it might take longer for me because I haven't seen a positive representation of what marriage looks like, of what that even means. I want you to take on that and, let us know a little bit about what you feel about that.
So I want to start by saying I used to be intimidated, not jealous or envious, but intimidated by the thought of marriage because it used to give me anxiety thinking that I was so far gone. I mean, I'm still in my 20s, but I'm talking them in my teens. I would be like, my heart would be fast, and I will automatically think that. children, women who come from married homes are going to get married. Like, it's a no question, because they just already walk with a certain with a certain posture, because they come from that. So it's like, okay, they see their father in the home, so they know what to expect. They know what behaviors to pay attention to. You ask how it has it rubbed off on me.
Mm-hmm.
I myself am a single mother at this current moment as we speak. So it, even if, I say one thing, my subconscious may act a different way. And even I remember being pregnant, and my son's father would say to me, "Oh, what, you want to be a single mom? You want to be a single mom?" Because, like, if it would be times when things were just unbearable, or if we were arguing or something, I'll just be like, "Oh, I can't do this," and he would kind of use that as a tool. So, what, you just gonna be another single mom? And then what is it? The thing to me is that I've always expressed that, marriage, but I never told him that I had these fears. But I don't know if there was a subconscious body language or speech that I performed, or action that I performed, that said that that was always one of my biggest fears. Because while being pregnant, that was one of my biggest fears, but I never expressed that to him. But it was just so ironic how he, like, when we would argue, that would be the chain. Like, he didn't want me to leave the relationship, so he'll say, "What, you want to be a single mom? You just want to be another single mom?" And
Wow.
so yeah, that was a big one.
Wow. There's so much that you said in that, like just, having a partner hold on these different chains that are our fears. Like you said, you never were like, I'm afraid of, being a single mother, of us not working out or this not being, what it is. You've never mentioned it, but something unconscious, right? Because we have these things going on that are in our wonderful soul space, our unconscious mind that is just kind of operating the fears, the limiting beliefs, all those different things, those decisions that we've made in our mind that, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, this isn't right, or this isn't going to be for me, right? Because I don't come from that home with the mother and the father who are married and happily married and, loving on each other and taking family trips and all the things, right? That is so good, especially when you think about in society as women, we're taught always, oh, it because you're gonna get married, right? That's when I think about being, and I love how you talked about being a teenager, how you're like, I don't know if this is for me, or just seeing it. How I was a teenager and I already knew what my wedding song was, honey. I knew exactly what we was gonna cut the cake to. I knew, like, because these are the things that we're taught as women, is that marriage, 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 get you a husband, and it's pushed on us by society, right? So of course we have these underlying things that are programming. And every guy I thought that I dated from high school all the way up, oh, this about to be my husband. You couldn't tell me he wasn't about to be my husband because I just knew, right? I just felt it. I just knew that was what I was programmed to do, to want marriage. And then I got married and I was like, oh, this is what it is. Ooh, it's a whole lot. I don't know. Right? That's so good. Everything you're saying is so good. Okay. You ready?
But one of the marriages that I did really, like, look up to growing up was my father's brother Norman and his wife Anjanette. So my uncle Juju and my auntie Net, and they have four beautiful children together. One girl, the girl is the oldest, and actually she just recently got married. Shout outs to my cousin on that marriage. And then she has three boys after. So their unit, and then they had like the big house, and so it was just it's a beautiful story. And so I always, that was the closest to home marriage that I honored, or that I got to see. But I didn't see them every day. I didn't see them every weekend. I spent a lot of holidays with them, and I spent all my sum like my whole summers up at their house. But it wasn't an everyday thing. So I always believed that subconsciously, every day, the daughter, my cousin is seeing that, right? Like, she's seeing it every day. Um, but yes, like, and growing up, I never was like the young lady who would dream about my wedding day. I always wanted to be a mom, though. I dreamed about that. And mostly I used to just love to play and think about my cash registers and entrepreneurship, like opening my own lemonade stand and my chalkboard. So my cash register and my chalkboard was what I would play with and what my mind would be on, and motherhood. Like I would be like, oh, I can't wait, or pretend and wobble like I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
But I've never, like, growing up was, like, thinking of my wedding song and things that I didn't, that wasn't a thing for me.
Yeah. But that's so beautiful. You're like my chalkboard and my cash register and waddling like I, was pregnant, and you are all those things, right? You're a teacher, you're an educator, right? You educate, you got your chalkboard, you utilize that all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's whiteboards now, back in the day it was a chalkboard, but now it's a whiteboard, right? But you got that, and then like you being a business owner, right? Cash, money, business, and then you having your precious baby boy, my godson. Yes. So that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Last question. What tools, practices, faith strategies, prayers that have helped you break free from this, that have helped you get to the point where you're like, but I know I'm getting married. Like, I know I didn't see it, as often, but I know that it's for me. I know that God has that for me. What are the things that you say to yourself? What are the practices that you do that, keep you being the generational curse breaker, right? The person who's going to walk into a beautiful, amazing, marriage just like your aunt and your uncle. Like, what is that?
So definitely God has placed marriages in my life where
Mm,
I got to see behind the scenes, not like social media,
yeah,
but that I got to see, right? Like how they operate, I got to see. And I have to give a shout out to Siobhan, who was my guidance counselor turned mentor, because her marriage, right? I got to see, you will not, like, for example, they had a radio show together, her and her husband. They coexist so well.
yeah,
Um, her husband was her DJ, but you would have never known, right? Like there was a guest that even came on one time. It was just like, yo, your DJ is handsome, like he's fire, right? And so then she's like, that, and she said her husband's name, and she was, oh, I'm so sorry, no, but like they are such friends that you would not
right.
even know that they
Even,
are,
yeah,
and they just made 20 years as together, because, and they always talk about friendship being the foundation. So in high school, just seeing them and how they operate and getting to see like the behind the scenes of their actual life, that helped. I would see like Rebecca, my aunt, my mother's baby sister got married at a point too, so I got to see that, right? And
right,
now her ex-husband, he's still a great father. So
right.
I got to see, like, even in her choice selection of a husband, right? Like that she chose, like he's a great father. This is a great guy. And just just the ones that were around me and just watching, that was the first way. And even like Rebecca and Kerry, like when I moved into the coaching space and seeing them and seeing how they operate, and even having a one-on-one with Kerry before and just hearing how he talked about his wife, right? So those factors begin to play a role. And then as when we got our coaching certification from the Abundant Life Path, the work that we learned to do, right? So as I begin to do that work and walk into like just my fineness, I just knew, like, I started to see myself. And I had a friend who even told me, Erica, you're a catch. So it's just, and then I started to pay attention to a type of man and what type of men are getting married.
Hello.
And even even at our age. And then I also see like a lot of my network marketing friends getting married, or and they're having babies now. And it's just like I can name three off the top of my head who are married, and if they're not married yet, they're getting married,
Yes.
and to the mother of their children. So I just started to pay attention, right? And then I never, like, not adopting a belief that all men are the same, because they're not. So even when I do date, I don't date the same type of guy. Although my preference used to be like the hood type,
I love it.
Say it ain't no more. I can promise you that.
Amen.
It ain't no
For
more.
deliverance, Jesus.
Yes, it ain't no more. I could promise you that. But even back in the day, I've dated like an Indian man. I've dated like multiple African men. I've dated, and just I have like like a spirit of friendship on me, so I can be friends with guys. And so I've dated different type of guys, right? Like entrepreneurs, teachers, different types, to see which ones I like. What do I like from this type of guy, that type of guy, this type of guy? Um, I used to have this dream of I was gonna marry a Nipsey Hussle type of guy, but it was just like
Right.
now it's more like a refined view, but it's just like I'll take a handsome square. That's what we come down to. A handsome
Thank you.
square with swag.
It's
That's where I'm
okay.
at with it. I'm a nerd at heart, so it's
That's
just
right.
like
It works.
someone that compliments me, but he's handsome, he's smart. He has to be smart, right? Has to be smart, who's a dream builder, and who could communicate. Those things started to become more of the forefront and importance to me. Intelligent, can communicate, has the emotional intelligence that even if you don't understand, doesn't have pride. Those things started to play a role. And it's like, I'll take a handsome square, the guy that's a really nice guy. He may be a little like quirky, but he got some swag to him, he got swag to him, but he's very intelligent. So
Right.
just, paying attention, trial and error,
Yeah.
but definitely never believing that all men are the same, because they're not. Because I look at myself, you can't say all black women are the same,
Correct.
because as I look at myself, I know what I'm like and I know what I'm not like. So if you just, so my tip would be, if you look at yourself and you see that you're different,
Yes.
there's someone else on the opposite sex who's like you.
It's different.
So if I'm different, then it gotta be other different men out there, right? So just
Right.
always having that optimism that all men are not the same. I may have had same experience, but I'm dating the same type of person.
Correct.
But the nice guy who I friends on, he been my friend for 10 years. Oh, that's just my friend. But he like you, and
Right.
he cute, but he just not your type.
Right.
So, you gotta adjust. You may have to adjust your type a bit.
That's right. And good men, and I love that you said that because a lot of people are like, I just want him already done up. But a good woman is gonna do their man up. Y'all see him? The good couples that got the nice outfits together. He ain't do
Mhm.
that, sis. That's
Right,
his wife, right? So a
right.
good man is gonna allow a wife to come in and make him better because that's what we're meant to do. We're helpmates. We meant
Yeah.
to turn your swag up a little bit, right? You said the nerd with a little swag. That's my type too. Gotta turn that thing up. Please believe
Right,
me, right?
right,
I love
right.
that. I love that. Even going all the way back to doing the work, right? Because that's what's most important is that we do our work. You talked about doing your work in certification and getting down to these different things and uprooting these limiting beliefs about men or about yourself or about how you felt, right? Confidence, having the confidence to, date a different type of culture or a different type of like, baby, I'm a catch in every culture. What you mean,
Yes.
right? Like,
Right.
and you know that,
Right.
you go out and you attract that. I love that. So,
And one thing I do want to say too, I
yes,
think
ma'am.
that what people think is that, like, you're gonna listen to this and think that, oh, you could do everything today or 1 month or one year. Like, it may take time, it may take 3 years, it may take, but don't turn a blind eye to the work because it may take longer, right? Like, and I think that so many times that we want things today or right now, but like as the word says, like, God gives you things in period. I want to tell you the exact
Jack,
verse
go
of
ahead.
that what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
because I think that so many times we think that things are just supposed to happen.
Yep.
Like, oh, I want it now, so it's supposed to be
Gonna
right
happen right
now.
here.
But that's not how it works.
Not at all.
And so this is coming from Second Peter's chapter 3,
Come on.
verse 9. And I'm reading from the NIV translation. It says, the Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. So it's like you don't want your blessings before it's time, but you must do
Hello.
the work.
Say it again
You
for the people
must
in the
do the
back.
work.
You
You
got
do not want your blessings before it's time.
Come on. Come on.
It takes work,
That's right.
right?
You're
It
gonna mess them
takes,
up. You're gonna
yeah,
mess them up.
yes, yes, it takes, okay, just not thinking about men all day, thinking about yourself, thinking about, meal planning, thinking about, is your house clean?
Hello.
Is your insides clean? Is your body ready for a baby? Have
And
you done the detoxing and clearing your body so your womb is clean so you can carry a baby,
yep.
right? Have you gotten away from the people and the places and the things
Mm,
that harm you, right? Or that is not the best for you or is not beneficial, but that is just there, right? Like, have you gotten away from bad habits? Are you ready for marriage? Are you really ready for a relationship? Or are you, want to be a city girl? Or like, are you ready for that?
yeah. It,
Or
it's
do you just want it because you're afraid of being alone? So it's different reasons and different factors. Like, are you ready to learn how to communicate? Are you ready to learn some things about yourself that's a little ugly
because
or
you
a lot
gonna learn it.
ugly?
You gonna learn each and everything. I tell people all
Right.
the time, you think you're ready for marriage until that person challenges each and everything inside of you. And you got to face your ugliness. You
Mhm.
think you ready. It's all cute and the wedding's great and it's all beautiful and love and all that, but there's some trying times with marriage. Are you ready for that? That's good. That's good, E. That's good. One last thing, okay? If you could
Mhm.
declare one blessing you want to pass down to the next generation instead of that curse, what would that be? One blessing or
It's one more time.
a piece of advice or blessing that you want to pass down to the next generation. So this is your space where you're able to share what it is that you would tell somebody who has that same generational habit pattern in their family of not being married, of whatever it is. And what would you tell them? And I know you gave us a lot of good stuff, but is there a statement? Is there a specific word or anything that you want to share with anybody who is watching this that currently has that same exact generational curse going on in their family?
I would say journal.
Yeah.
Get it on paper. I would say, because I don't believe advice is linear.
Hmm.
So for some, I would say journal.
Yeah.
Some I will also say research.
Hmm.
I would say learn learn principles of communication, like study this thing that you want,
Correct.
right? Because there's three signs that they said that they hid from us, and I know you may have a broad demographic,
Hmm.
but of people. But from specifically black people, they said don't hide the school of finance, money. We see that playing out.
Oh, yeah.
Hide the science of mating and the science of warfare. So we see a lot of black on black crime.
Of course.
We see mating, right? So like study the art of mating, study the science of mating when two people come together. So
Yep.
study that art. That would be the first thing, right? Study it and learn the habits and the principles that come with the art of mating, right? What is the principles of mating? Communication, perspective, love, respect, mutual care, mutual trust, right? Study these things. And then also I would say discipline, right? Pray for discipline. And the reason why was people might not think that I'm saying pray for discipline, but pray for discipline because if you see red flags but you like the person, have the discipline to walk away.
Right. That's right.
So I would say pray for discipline,
Yeah.
that you are disciplined enough to walk away. And I know we have all this like self-love, yeah, yeah, but discipline, right? Have that discipline to say this is not for me.
Right.
I'm studying the art, I'm doing the work,
Yep.
but he's
But
so
this ain't
cute,
it.
but
Yep.
I'm having so much fun. Okay, go Google what is the percentage of men that are handsome in America that are single? And look at the stats. So if you saw this cute one and he's single, there's a million other ones that is cute
Right.
and single and one for you. So have that discipline to walk away. Walk away. A lot of us get into things and we see signs, but we keep going.
Oh, yeah. Because we think
So
they
have that discipline, right? If we had that discipline to say, I'm not accepting this. I've studied the art. I have the information because they say when you love is like neurologically like a drug,
Yep.
right? Like it's very addicting, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's addicting. So it's like I may not even like you anymore, but because of how you've hurt me, but I'm addicted to you, right? So
Yeah.
having that discipline can help combat that addiction.
Correct.
And when we date is compared to like being on like drugs like crack or coke, like it's a strong drug. Love is a strong drug. So if you study so to wrap it all up, if you research the science of mating and then pray for discipline, right? Pray to control the addiction to love.
Yep.
Choose better.
You'll be better. You'll do better. You'll choose.
Choose better.
I
Right. Sometimes our ancestors and our people they went with what they got, or they went with what they got, or, they had like love childs, or it was abused, but it was like he paid the bills. So if
Yep.
you just study those three sciences, the science of mating, the science of finance, and the science of warfare, you'll be okay.
You'll be good. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing. Tell the people how they can get in touch with you, what your platforms are, that sort of thing.
So my platforms are right now Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Erica Marbury underscore. So that's ERICAMARBURY underscore on Instagram.
On Instagram. Y'all go follow my girl. Thank you so much. We love this. This has been beautiful. I know that it's going to help a lot of people. Y'all, it ends with us. For real. It ends with us. We are the generational curse breakers. And where you are is fine. Just keep pushing forward. Keep doing your research, like my girl said. Keep doing for you, right? Make sure that you're good first, and then everybody else will definitely benefit after that. But make sure you fill your cup, you got you right, and all is
Yes.
well. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye.